Have you ever felt a shift in how others treat you as you've grown older, wondering why some relationships seem strained despite your best intentions? Aging brings wisdom and life experiences, but it can also lead to unexpected changes in how others perceive and interact with us. In this video, we delve into 9 hidden reasons why people might secretly harbor negative feelings toward you as you age. Understanding these underlying factors isn't just enlightening. It can empower you to navigate social dynamics with grace and preserve your inner peace. Stay with us until the end because we'll not only uncover these surprising reasons, but also provide practical strategies to strengthen your relationships and embrace your authentic self. Whether it's overcoming misunderstandings, bridging generational gaps, or rising above unfounded resentments, this video offers valuable insights that can transform your interactions and enrich your life. Don't miss out on this opportunity to gain a deeper understanding of the subtle shifts that come with aging and how to turn them into positive growth. Your journey toward more meaningful connections and a fulfilled life starts here. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. 1. Envy and jealousy. As the years unfold and you reflect on the life you've carefully and painstakingly built, your cherished relationships, hard-fought achievements, and the wisdom carved from a lifetime of experiences, you might notice a shadow creeping in: envy. This envy often emerges not from strangers but from those closest to you, an unspoken tension that hides behind casual words or veiled expressions. It may appear in dismissive remarks, an inexplicable coldness, or a reluctance to acknowledge the immense value you bring to the world. This envy is rarely about you, though it can feel deeply personal. More often, it stems from the silent wounds or unrealized dreams of others. Your financial stability, perhaps earned through years of sacrifice and careful planning, might remind someone of their ongoing struggles. The warmth of your enduring marriage or the closeness of your family could inadvertently amplify another's loneliness or regret over fractured relationships. Even your quiet self-assurance, the confidence you've earned by weathering storms and emerging stronger, can shine a harsh light on the self-doubt others continue to wrestle with. Though you bear no responsibility for their feelings, the sting of their envy can cut deeply, particularly when it comes from those you hold dear. It's a bitter irony that your victories, achieved through toil and resilience, might evoke resentment rather than admiration. And yet, this is the complex tapestry of human emotions. Their envy is not your doing, but it may still wound you. But here lies your strength. The wisdom cultivated over decades equips you to meet this challenge with grace and poise. You've learned, perhaps the hard way, that you cannot shrink yourself to ease another's discomfort. Dimming your light doesn't brighten their path. It only dishonors the incredible journey that brought you to where you stand. Instead, respond with compassion, understanding that their envy reflects their inner struggles, not their shortcomings. Acknowledge their pain without absorbing it, and let your kindness be a balm without letting their negativity take root in your heart. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius reminds us that we cannot control the emotions or actions of others, but we can master our own. Their envy is beyond your influence, but your response is entirely yours to shape. Choose to celebrate your milestones unapologetically, to honor your triumphs without hesitation. Each accomplishment is a testament to your perseverance, your character, and your refusal to give up, even when the odds were stacked against you. These victories are sacred. They deserve to be cherished, not hidden away. Seek the company of those who truly see you, who celebrate your successes as if they were their own. Surround yourself with friends, family, and kindred spirits who find joy in your joy, and who uplift you without agenda or comparison. These relationships are treasures that shield you from the corrosive effects of envy and remind you of what matters most: genuine connection and shared happiness. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. As you continue your journey, let your life be a beacon, a quiet, radiant example of resilience, grace, and authenticity. Your light, undimmed by others' discomfort, is a gift to the world. It stands as proof that a life well lived, though it may stir envy in some, is ultimately a source of hope and inspiration to many more. Celebrate it boldly, and let your story remind others that envy has no power where self-assurance and love reside. 2. Misunderstandings and ineffective communication. As you navigate the journey of aging, one of the most heart-wrenching challenges can be the growing chasm of misunderstanding and ineffective communication between you and the younger generations. Though your intentions may be rooted in kindness and wisdom, they often risk being lost in translation, leaving you feeling sidelined and those you care about feeling defensive or even judged. This disconnect isn't just about words, it's about worlds. The world you grew up in likely valued clarity, directness, and a no-nonsense approach to life's challenges. Back then, advice was often given as a means of guidance, a way to share hard-earned lessons. However, today's younger generations, shaped by a vastly different social and cultural landscape, may interpret this same straightforwardness as criticism, insensitivity, or an inability to adapt. What you see as concern, they might perceive as control. What you offer as wisdom, they may hear as unwelcome judgment. The emotional sting of these misinterpretations can weigh heavily, leading to feelings of isolation and a deep yearning to be truly understood. Over time, these seemingly minor misunderstandings can compound, creating walls where bridges should stand. Loved ones might begin to shy away from meaningful conversations, fearing they'll be dismissed or misunderstood. You, in turn, may retreat into silence, nursing the quiet ache of disconnection and wondering where it all went wrong. The sting of emotional distance can be especially sharp when all you want is to share your heart and feel close to those who matter most. But there is hope. True connection can be restored, even after years of miscommunication. The secret lies in the twin pillars of active listening and empathy. When conversations arise, try to approach them with genuine curiosity. Replace advice with thoughtful questions that invite the other person to share their world with you. A simple, heartfelt phrase like, "I'd love to hear more about how you see this," can work wonders, signaling that you care deeply about their perspective, even if it differs from your own. This small shift can dissolve defensiveness, replacing it with mutual respect and openness. And when your words are misunderstood, because misunderstandings will happen, don't shy away from addressing them with grace. Take a moment to say, "That wasn't my intention. Let me explain what I meant." This gentle clarification not only smooths over potential hurt feelings, but also demonstrates your willingness to meet them halfway. At the same time, don't hesitate to share your own emotions. Calmly expressing, "I felt unheard when," or "it hurts me when you assume," can foster vulnerability and deepen bonds, showing that your desire for connection comes from a place of love, not stubbornness. These conversations aren't battles to win or lose. They're opportunities to deepen your understanding of one another. When you shift your focus from being understood to understanding, you create a space where mutual respect and compassion can flourish. Yes, not every miscommunication will be resolved neatly. Some differences in perspective may remain, shaped by the unique experiences of each generation. But your efforts to listen, to adapt, and to connect will leave an indelible mark. They'll show your loved ones that even in your later years, you're committed to growing alongside them, evolving your understanding, and nurturing the bonds that matter most. Let these moments of connection remind you that it's never too late to rewrite the story of your relationships. With patience, humility, and an open heart, you can transform misunderstandings into meaningful conversations that bring you closer to the people you hold dear. 3. Differences in fundamental values and beliefs. As the years pass, the values and beliefs that define who you are become deeply rooted, shaped by a lifetime of experiences, struggles, and triumphs. These convictions, whether centered on the importance of work, the sanctity of family, the power of faith, or the structure of societal roles, are not merely opinions. They are the essence of your identity. However, in today's whirlwind of societal and cultural transformation, younger generations may embrace vastly different beliefs. These differences, though inevitable, often lead to a simmering tension that can manifest as resentment, misunderstanding, or even heartbreak. You may hold steadfast to principles such as hard work, discipline, and respect for tradition. Values that carried you through life's challenges and built the foundation of your world. To you, these principles are time-tested truths, deeply woven into the fabric of a meaningful life. Yet, younger generations often prioritize flexibility, creativity, and the celebration of individualism. A simple conversation about work ethic, for instance, might spark frustration and misunderstanding. When they describe your commitment to structure as rigid or outdated, it may sting deeply. Conversely, when you view their approach as impulsive or impractical, it may wound their sense of worth. Similarly, diverging views on parenting, relationships, or social issues can become battlegrounds where emotions run high. You may feel disheartened when values you hold dear, such as commitment in marriage or the responsibility of raising children, are met with indifference or outright rejection. To younger generations, your perspectives might feel like an attempt to impose outdated rules on a world they see as evolving. This clash, though unintentional, can leave both sides feeling alienated, judged, and unappreciated. In this era of unprecedented change, the values that once served as moral compasses for your life may no longer align with the norms shaping the younger generation. When you share your perspective, it might unintentionally be perceived as a critique of their identity. This can trigger defensiveness or even hostility, leaving you to wonder if the gap between generations has grown too wide to bridge. At the core of these struggles lies an undeniable truth: our values are born from the lives we've lived. You see the world through the lens of decades rich with lessons, triumphs, and sacrifices. They see it through the eyes of a different era, one filled with new challenges, opportunities, and uncertainties. Acknowledging this doesn't mean compromising your beliefs. It means recognizing that their values, though different, are a reflection of their journey, just as yours are of yours. Navigating these differences requires courage, patience, and a willingness to approach conversations with curiosity rather than judgment. Instead of debating whose perspective is right, ask them to share their story. What events, experiences, or influences shaped their beliefs? Listen with empathy, not with the intent to rebut. In turn, share your own stories, those defining moments that forged your values. Let them see your world through your eyes, not as a set of rules, but as a legacy shaped by your lived reality. It's also important to understand that not every disagreement needs resolution. Some values may remain fundamentally opposed, and that's okay. The goal is not to erase differences, but to find threads of commonality that bind you together. Perhaps it's a shared love for family, a mutual desire to be kind, or a collective hope for a brighter future. These shared values, however small, can serve as bridges over even the widest divides. By embracing openness, respect, and humility, you can honor your deeply held beliefs while giving others the space to honor theirs. This approach not only strengthens relationships but also fosters an enduring legacy of understanding and compassion. Imagine the gift of being remembered not for the conflicts over your differences, but for the way you approach those conflicts, with grace, love, and a willingness to listen. This is the gift that transcends generations, enriching not just your relationships, but the lives of all those fortunate enough to learn from your example. 4. The influence of rumors and gossip. In the intricate web of social dynamics that often surrounds us in later years, be it within a neighborhood, a retirement community, or among extended family, rumors and gossip take on a life of their own, spreading with a speed and tenacity that can feel overwhelming. These whispered tales, frequently embellished with half-truths or outright falsehoods, have the power to cast shadows over your reputation and strain even the most cherished relationships. The true harm lies not only in the words themselves, but in how effortlessly people accept and disseminate them, often without pausing to question their accuracy. At their core, gossip and rumors are often born from the insecurities, dissatisfaction, or idleness of others. When individuals lack fulfillment in their own lives, they may fixate on the lives of those around them, twisting facts and fabricating stories to inject excitement into their days or to elevate their sense of significance. For you, This could manifest as whispers about your past decisions, speculative judgments about your financial standing, or unwarranted scrutiny of your relationships. Deeply personal matters transformed into fodder for casual conversation. The emotional toll of gossip can be both deep and lingering. It erodes trust, driving wedges between you and the people you hold dear. It can leave you feeling isolated, misunderstood, and painfully aware of the fragility of human connections. Perhaps you felt the sting of changed attitudes, subtle shifts in the way friends or family interact with you, their once warm smiles now tinged with doubt, their conversations cautious and clipped, all because of stories rooted in fiction rather than fact. Overcoming the damage caused by gossip demands not only resilience but also a deliberate, measured approach. First and foremost, anchor yourself in your truth and your values. Authenticity is your most potent shield against the distortions others create. Over time, those who genuinely know and care for you will see through the fabrications and recognize the steadfast integrity that defines you. Resist the natural urge to fight fire with fire. Engaging in counter-gossip or defensiveness, while tempting, often adds fuel to the flames. Instead, choose to respond with calm dignity. Your composure in the face of untruths speaks volumes about your character and can serve to de-escalate the situation. If a particularly damaging rumor reaches your ears, consider addressing it directly, but thoughtfully. A simple, honest statement like, "I've heard this being said, and I'd like to clarify the truth behind it," can dispel myths and reaffirm your perspective without descending into conflict. However, not every rumor merits a response. Choose your battles wisely, prioritizing your peace over the need to correct every falsehood. Focus on nurturing relationships that truly matter, with people who value you for who you are, not for the stories others weave. Remember, the act of spreading gossip reflects far more about the person doing so than about the subject of their chatter. Their fixation on negativity is a mirror of their insecurities, not a reflection of their worth. Through it all, hold steadfast to your integrity. Each time you rise above the noise of gossip, you demonstrate the strength and depth of your character. You remind others, and perhaps even yourself, that your value is not dictated by the words of others but by the unwavering truth of who you are. When you maintain this grounded perspective, you send a powerful message. No amount of rumor or gossip can tarnish a spirit that remains unshaken. 5. Personal insecurities and projection. One of the most profound and quietly devastating reasons others may harbor resentment toward you stems from their deeply rooted insecurities. These feelings often lurk beneath the surface, unspoken yet pervasive, influencing their behavior in ways they may not fully understand. People frequently project their fears, self-doubts, and lingering feelings of inadequacy onto those around them. When they see qualities in you that they admire but feel they lack, or when they witness struggles you've overcome that they're still grappling with, it can trigger an uncomfortable sense of self-reflection, often masked by resentment or even hostility. This dynamic becomes even more pronounced as the years pass. Your life inevitably becomes a visible benchmark, whether you intend it to or not. For example, if you've prioritized and maintained good health, those battling their physical challenges might feel a twinge of envy or frustration. Similarly, if you've achieved financial security or cultivated deep, loving family relationships, it might unintentionally highlight the areas where others perceive they have fallen short. Your success, whether large or small, can act as an unyielding mirror reflecting your struggles, regrets, or unfulfilled dreams. Projection also has a way of intertwining with the universal fears surrounding aging. As time advances, insecurities about growing older, about relevance, physical decline, or unaccomplished goals become a silent yet powerful force. For some, your mere presence may evoke these fears, leading them to unfairly direct their frustrations or anxieties toward you. You may represent something they long for or a reminder of what they feel is slipping away, making you an unintended target of their inner turmoil. Yet, understanding this complex dynamic can be a powerful tool for emotional resilience. When someone lashes out, withdraws, or seems distant, pausing to consider the possibility that their behavior stems from their internal battles, rather than something you've done, can help you respond with empathy rather than hurt. This recognition doesn't mean condoning or tolerating harmful behavior, but it can offer a perspective that prevents you from taking their actions personally. Still, it's crucial to honor your boundaries. If someone's insecurities and projections manifest as persistent negativity or hostility, you have every right to protect your emotional well-being. Distancing yourself from toxic energy isn't selfish. It's an act of self-preservation and a commitment to the peace you've worked so hard to cultivate. In those moments of quiet reflection, remind yourself of the journey you've traveled. You've faced challenges, made sacrifices, and grown into the person you are today. Their resentment, whether subtle or overt, is not a condemnation of your character but a reflection of their unhealed wounds. Your resilience, achievements, and even your joys are testaments to your efforts, not reasons to feel guilty. By staying grounded in this understanding and choosing to approach these situations with grace and compassion, you protect your peace while continuing to focus on the life you've built. And as you move forward, you reinforce a truth that transcends their projections. You are not responsible for someone else's discomfort with your light. Keep shining it anyway. 6. Lack of empathy and understanding. As we age, a profound and often unexpected pain emerges. The sense that the world is losing its empathy for us. This isn't just a fleeting discomfort. It's a deep wound carved by the indifference or misunderstanding of those who fail to see the richness of our lived experiences. Aging brings unique challenges, both emotional and physical, that require patience and compassion to navigate. Yet, many people, whether out of ignorance, impatience, or preoccupations, fall short of offering the understanding we so desperately crave. The sting of this lack of empathy is particularly sharp when the small, everyday realities of growing older are misjudged. If your steps are slower or your decisions more deliberate, they may be interpreted as hesitation or inefficiency, rather than the careful adjustments required to adapt to life's natural rhythms. When family members dismiss your wisdom as irrelevant or outdated, it doesn't just sting. It cuts deeply, undermining the value of decades of hard-earned experience. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Consider the quiet heartbreak of being misinterpreted by those you love. Your grandchildren may not understand why you need to sit and rest after a few minutes of play. Your children, lost in the flurry of their own busy lives, may dismiss your struggles to adapt to new technologies or changing social norms as stubbornness, not recognizing the courage it takes to keep learning at every stage of life. These moments of dismissal might not be rooted in cruelty but in a thoughtless hurry that blinds them to the emotional weight their actions carry. This lack of empathy often arises from a failure to walk in your shoes, to pause and imagine the challenges you face. Not just the visible ones like mobility or health, but the invisible battles of loss, loneliness, or maintaining a sense of purpose in a world that often prioritizes youth. The hurt becomes a quiet ache when younger people, immersed in their fast-paced lives, fail to see how their casual words or actions might feel dismissive. They may trivialize the effort it takes to maintain your health, dismiss the emotional toll of losing peers, or underestimate the courage it takes to keep moving forward when so much has changed. This emotional distance can be devastating. It builds walls where there should be bridges, leaving you feeling unseen, undervalued, and even isolated. Strained relationships can follow, as the lack of understanding widens the gap between your reality and the assumptions others make about you. But amidst this pain, there is hope. Building empathy begins with courageous communication. Opening up about your experiences, calmly and without defensiveness, can transform misunderstandings into moments of connection. When faced with impatience, take a breath and explain, "I appreciate your support, but I want you to understand why this takes longer for me now." A simple truth spoken with sincerity can soften hearts and pave the way for greater understanding. Yet, it's equally important to acknowledge that not everyone will meet your efforts with kindness or empathy, and that's okay. Protecting your emotional well-being sometimes means setting firm boundaries with those who refuse to respect your journey. Focus instead on nurturing relationships with those who truly see you, those who value your insights, listen without judgment, and seek to connect with the person you are today, not the person they assume you should be. Empathy is a two-way street, and by modeling it in your actions, you can inspire it in others. Approach misunderstandings with patience and kindness, and you may find that even the hardest hearts can be softened by your example. In doing so, you create the possibility for relationships that are deeper, richer, and more meaningful. Though the road of aging may at times feel lonely, it is also paved with opportunities to teach, inspire, and build bridges of connection. When you lead with understanding, you shine a light that can guide others toward empathy, and in that light, meaningful connections can flourish. 7. Competition or rivalry. Competition doesn't disappear with age. It evolves, weaving its way into the fabric of social interactions, family dynamics, and even lifelong friendships. For many, the need to measure their worth against others persists, shifting focus to achievements, health, relationships, or lifestyle choices. What was once overt rivalry may now manifest as subtle, unspoken comparisons, an undercurrent of jealousy or quiet resentment. These feelings, though often unexpressed, can cut deeply, especially when someone perceives your life as more stable, successful, or fulfilling than their own. Consider the poignant scenario of a sibling quietly envying the frequency of your children's visits or the financial stability you've achieved after years of hard work. The warmth of family gatherings can be overshadowed by their internal struggle to accept what feels like a shortcoming. Similarly, an old friend, once vibrant and active, may find themselves comparing their declining health to your ability to still hike or travel. Even in retirement communities or social groups, conversations about hobbies, social status, or past accomplishments can subtly morph into contests, leaving participants feeling either validated or diminished. At its core, this rivalry often stems from deep insecurities, wounds carried through life that resurface when someone feels they are falling short. For those who look at your life and see success, the gap between your reality and your perceived achievements can trigger an unsettling mix of admiration and bitterness. They might not voice these feelings, but their quiet comparisons can create an emotional rift. Long-standing rivalries, particularly those forged in childhood, can also intensify with age. Decades-old sibling tensions may reignite, driven by a lifetime of comparison. Who was more successful, who made better life choices, or who seems to have won at life. Even a casual mention of a recent trip, a fulfilling hobby, or the love and support you receive from family might inadvertently highlight what someone else feels they lack, stirring old resentments. Navigating these delicate dynamics requires emotional intelligence and grace. On one hand, you have every right to celebrate your accomplishments and live authentically, basking in the joy you've worked so hard to create. On the other hand, a touch of humility can go a long way in softening the impact of these unspoken rivalries. Simple gestures, like complimenting someone's resilience, admiring their strengths, or expressing genuine interest in their achievements, can diffuse tension and foster connection. Saying something as heartfelt as, "I admire the strength you've shown through everything you've faced," can bridge emotional gaps and shift the focus from competition to mutual respect. When rivalry persists, it's crucial to remember that these comparisons reflect the other person's internal struggles rather than your worth. You are not responsible for their insecurities or their perception of your success. Refusing to engage in their silent contest frees you from the weight of their expectations. Instead, lean into fostering supportive, collaborative relationships that prioritize connection over competition. Offer encouragement, celebrate their victories, and model the peace that comes from living without comparison. Ultimately, rising above rivalry allows you to preserve your dignity and peace of mind. Your success, fulfillment, and contentment are not diminished by others' jealousy or frustration. They stand as a testament to the life you've built and the person you've become. By focusing on your journey and letting your actions speak for themselves, you transcend the need for external validation. True fulfillment lies not in winning invisible contests, but in embracing a life that reflects your values, joys, and authenticity. 8. The influence of social expectations. Society weaves a web of rigid expectations around aging, dictating how older adults should behave, live, and even think. These unspoken rules, often handed down over generations, can feel suffocating for those yearning to break free. When you defy these norms, by daring to explore new passions, voicing bold opinions, or making unconventional choices, you might find yourself met with subtle resentment or overt disapproval. This resistance doesn't stem from malice but from discomfort. Your actions shine a light on the fragile constructs that others have grown accustomed to accepting without question. The resentment you sense often reveals more about others than it does about you. Your decision to step into authenticity and embrace life fully can serve as a mirror, reflecting the compromises and unfulfilled dreams they've buried beneath the weight of societal expectations. Your courage to live boldly may stir feelings of regret or self-doubt in those who see your actions as a reminder of their own choices, or the lack thereof. To them, your joy and freedom are both an inspiration and a challenge, disrupting their comfort zone and making them question what might have been possible had they dared to choose differently. It's vital to recognize that their discomfort is not your burden to carry. You have spent a lifetime earning the wisdom, the scars, and the strength to live life on your terms. Choosing what brings you happiness and fulfillment isn't just your right. It's your responsibility to yourself. Each moment is precious, and conforming to outdated notions of what aging should look like only serves to diminish the vibrancy of the years ahead. Yet, even in the face of resistance, you have the power to respond with grace and empathy. When confronted with questions or critiques, take the opportunity to share your perspective with kindness. Explain how these choices rejuvenate your spirit and bring profound meaning to your days. Let them see that your decisions are not acts of rebellion, but expressions of a deep and unwavering desire to live in alignment with your truest self. Ultimately, your life is your canvas, and no one else holds the brush. While societal expectations may persist, they are mere whispers against the roar of your journey. By standing firm in your authenticity, you demonstrate that it is never too late to rewrite the narrative, to reclaim dreams once deferred, and to live unapologetically. In doing so, you not only free yourself but also inspire others to examine their own lives. Your bravery becomes a beacon, showing them that the chains of expectation can be broken and that the path to fulfillment lies in daring to follow the heart's call. 9. The lack of recognition. Few things cut as deeply as the feeling of being invisible, of pouring your heart, time, and energy into others only to feel as though your contributions have vanished into the shadows of their lives. As the years pass, the absence of recognition can become a quiet but powerful ache, whispering questions of self-worth and value into your mind. The sacrifices you made, the wisdom you gained, the love you gave, when these go unnoticed, it can feel as if the essence of who you are is being disregarded. In the context of family, this pain can be particularly acute. Perhaps you were the unwavering foundation, the one who held everything together during storms of uncertainty. You may have spent countless sleepless nights raising your children, ensuring they were clothed, fed, and nurtured with love and wisdom. Yet now, as they navigate their adult lives consumed by their responsibilities, they may forget to say thank you or even pause long enough to truly see you. It's not malice that causes this, but the pace of modern life can leave you feeling sidelined, a once central figure now relegated to the periphery. Grandchildren, too, may view you as a gentle figure of the past, unaware of the wealth of stories, lessons, and history you carry within you, treasures they've yet to uncover. In professional or social settings, the sting of being overlooked often feels sharper. If you were once admired for your career accomplishments or praised for your community contributions, the silence that replaces applause can be deafening. What once felt like validation now feels like an absence, as if your worth has faded with time. The world seems to move forward, often leaving behind those who helped build it. But while the desire for recognition is deeply human, it's also one of the most delicate longings we must confront. The truth is that recognition, though immensely fulfilling, cannot solely come from external sources. It's not easy to let go of the need for others to see your worth, but finding joy in your sense of purpose is a powerful antidote. Reflect on the lives you've touched, the sacrifices you've made, and the silent ripples of change you've created. Even if others fail to express gratitude, your legacy is woven into the fabric of their lives, whether they realize it or not. That doesn't mean you must silently accept the pain of being overlooked. Communication is a bridge that can heal wounds of misunderstanding. Speak your truth with gentle vulnerability. Share your desire to connect and be seen. A heartfelt comment like, "I'd love to tell you about some of the lessons I've learned through life," can open doors to deeper conversations and renewed bonds. Often, people aren't intentionally dismissive. They may simply need a reminder of the immense value you bring. Above all, celebrate yourself. Reclaim your narrative by honoring the life you've lived. Find joy in the moments that shaped you, the challenges you overcame, and the love you've given freely. Surround yourself with those who see you, not just for what you've done, but for who you are, a being of immense strength, wisdom, and worth. In doing so, you reclaim your light, a light that shines far beyond the need for external validation. Being overlooked can wound deeply, but it doesn't define you. Your worth is not dependent on anyone's ability to see it. Your story, your contributions, and your spirit endure, creating a legacy that speaks louder than words ever could. By finding fulfillment in your own heart and sharing your truth with courage, you can transcend the ache of being unrecognized and rediscover the joy of simply being seen by yourself and those who truly matter. Embracing peace and authenticity. In life's intricate tapestry, the negativity others direct toward you often reveals more about their internal battles than about your essence. It's a reflection of their fears, insecurities, and unhealed wounds, not a mirror of your worth. It is not your burden to bear, nor your duty to mend their perceptions. Instead, your true power lies in choosing how you respond. You have the extraordinary ability to transform frustration into compassion, self-doubt into unwavering self-worth, and loneliness into a deep connection with those who genuinely value you. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Choose to live with intention and authenticity, letting your values guide each step of your journey. Reflect on the moments that have shaped your spirit, the lessons that have strengthened your resolve, and the wisdom you've earned through life's trials. Celebrate the milestones that speak to your courage and resilience. Embrace the quirks and qualities that make you undeniably unique. Surround yourself with relationships that uplift your heart and inspire your soul, cultivating a circle of joy, understanding, and mutual respect. Release the exhausting need to please everyone or to conform to the stifling mold of outdated expectations. You owe it to yourself to live in alignment with your truth, to stand firm as a beacon of strength and kindness, and to move forward with a resilience born of challenges overcome. Each action, no matter how small, becomes a testament to the person you are, a person who values integrity over approval and authenticity over superficiality. Remember, your legacy is not etched in the fleeting, ever-changing opinions of others. Instead, it resides in the love you give, the inspiration you spark, and the wisdom you pass on. It is woven into the lives you've touched, the hearts you've lifted, and the kindness you've shared. Your journey, with all its peaks and valleys, is a story of triumph, growth, and perseverance, a narrative worthy of celebration. As you walk this path, grant yourself the most precious gift of all, the freedom to live unapologetically as your truest self. Cast off the chains of doubt and fear, and step boldly into the peace and fulfillment that await you. This chapter of your life is one of renewal, a time to embrace your power, cherish your individuality, and inspire those around you. Through your authenticity, you create not only peace within yourself but also a ripple of hope and encouragement for all who are privileged to witness your light. As we reflect on the journey toward peace and authenticity, I want to hear from you. What resonated with you the most? What have you learned from this message about embracing your true self, letting go of negativity, and celebrating your individuality? Take a moment to comment below and share one thing you've learned that you'll bring into practice in your life. Whether it's choosing compassion over frustration, focusing on self-worth, or living unapologetically true to who you are, your insights could inspire someone else on their journey. If you enjoyed this video, please leave your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Your support means the world to us, and together, we can continue to share wisdom, inspiration, and the tools to live life authentically. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.